I 27F have been married to my husband 34 male for over a year. We've been together for 6 years. He's a gym freak, which I don't have a problem with except for when he sometimes tries to impose his routine on me, pressure me into adopting his dietary habits. I exercise too. I'm 5 feet 6 inches / 130 pounds, but I enjoy my food and nothing will change that. That's not what I'm posting about though. Lately I can't wear a dress without him telling me I look good, but that I would have looked better if I had that breast augmentation surgery. He never complained about my breasts for 6 years until the past 4 to 5 months. I've told him before that I'm not against it but not planning to get one. It took me years to regain my confidence because my mother used to make hurtful remarks about my chest like if it's something I didn't achieve. A few days ago we were having sex and he didn't hesitate to remind me again that I would look 10 times better with the implants, which turned me off instantly. I don't remember what I exactly said, but I said something along the lines of I know how it feels. Never mind, you're the perfect size. The big ones hurt anyway. He got mad and called me immature and all. Mind you, he's been pressuring me to have the surgery for 4 months now and I never snapped at him. Edit, I'm an A cup. Yesterday we were getting ready to go to his friend's wedding but I ended up staying home. He brought up the surgery again and I snapped at him. I reminded him that we dated for 5 years before we got married. He had plenty of time to realize that I'm not good enough for him and break up with me to find a woman who has what he's looking for. I do have eyes. He's right, I'm flat-chested but I have a nice body overall. He said he loves me and wants to be with me but feels he could be more attracted to me with bigger breasts. I ended up telling him to go Al. 1. I can't shake off the feeling that our recent arguments are taking us down a toxic path. It's not the kind of relationship I want for us. Is this worth considering divorce over? Other than this, we do get along very well, but I feel like he's taking me back to the days when I would stand in front of the mirror for minutes thinking I would never find a man who would like me if I myself don't like what I'm seeing. Edit, for the weirdos asking / going to for pics to see if they're a handful or not. I'm asking if his behavior is acceptable or not. Not if I'm really flat-chested. I am. I don't need to send any pics for you to judge. Update 1. I had no intention of mentioning divorce not until I get some answers that could help with my decision. I was hoping we would end up agreeing on counseling or something. I just wanted an honest conversation to know if there was a way to fill that void for him without ever getting the surgery. I sat him down last night and just like usual he tried to change the subject. I made it clear to him that it's either we talk about it now or he never ever brings breast surgery up again. Well, that did it for him. I asked him why he suddenly after 6 years together want me to get one. He wouldn't give me a straight answer. I told him if I'm to consider having one he needs to be honest with me about what changed in the past few months. He grabbed his phone and showed me some women's pictures on his phone, and let me tell you they weren't Instagram models. They were 100% of models. He showed me more than 5 pictures with no shame or the slightest consideration of my feelings. With each pic he said things like, see, you would look 10 times hotter, she's not even as gorgeous as you are, but I asked him if I decide to never get the surgery would he ever drop the idea? Like, can we move past it? He said it's something he can't stop thinking about because he really feels like he would be more attracted to me and that I myself would feel more confident with the boob job. I do have eyes, and just like I know how small my chest is, I know that I have a nice body figure. People see, people compliment, so they can't all be liars. I asked what he ever liked about me in general because from the pictures he showed me I didn't see any woman that resembled me even a bit. He said that I'm gorgeous and have a killer smile and he likes my curvy hips. I asked if there's anything else he likes about me in general. I was hoping he would mention something other than my body or anything, and all he said was your lips. I told him since I'm considering breast augmentation surgery, is there anything else he thinks I could fix so he feels more attracted to me while we're at it? I hope that he would at least say other than my boobs he loves everything about me. He said you're good. From the grammatical errors you could tell I'm not a native English speaker. I'm Brazilian. I told him I will think about it and said goodnight because I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of seeing my tears. I don't know if I'm just naturally stupid and never paid attention to the red flags or he just decided to show me his true colors now that we're married. By the way, since some asked. Yes, he does know about my history with my mother. Every woman in my family is a C cup and up. Including my younger sister. I'm the only one with A cup. He initiated sex later and I told him there's a lot on my mind right now. He didn't even argue and after like 5 minutes said I will pay for it. Don't you worry about that. When we met he was around 230 pounds, he's 5 feet 8 inches, and never went to the gym before. He's 190 pounds now. I'm mentioning this because some said I hooked up with him for his look/physique. Physique wasn't on the table back then. But it never / would matter to me as long as the person in front of me cares about me for who I am. I myself not perfect. Anyway, he was so insecure about his looks and I never ever said a thing about it. I used / still voice how I love this and that about him. I boosted his ego just for him to decide that he would be more attracted to me if I get a boob job after 6 years together. And for those saying I'm lazy for not going to the gym with him and that he wants what's best for me, I said I do exercise. Yes, I'm an A cup and I know it's not for everyone and I respect that. But I'm fucking gorgeous. My mother / him or anyone else won't change that. I'm a babe, deal with it. He himself used to mention how I get looks all the time when we're out. I felt hurt and cried because it hurts to not feel desired by the person you love the most and want to be desired by. Other than that, I'm perfectly happy with my body. And if I ever decide to get the boob job, I will get it for me, not for someone who finishes in 2 minutes and can't even hit the spot. I need time to make a plan before I start the process. When everything is ready and I have a place lined up, I will serve him the papers. By the way, I will initiate sex tonight and every night until the day I serve him. Edit. I get it now, it's a bad idea, but I will go with it for tonight at least. I bought a dildo today thrice his size and I'm using it right after he finishes. If he goes low, I'm going lower until I have an exit plan ready. Thank you to each and everyone who took the time to read my post and share their support/advice. Your words have really made a difference for me. Thanks to the men who offered their perspective/advice. Your honesty has been eye-opening. Edit. I never knew Reddit wasn't for such problems and that I wasn't supposed to post on this sub. I tried another sub and they asked for an account starting with Throra. I can't talk about this with family and friends, especially not my mother. It's just embarrassing. The best option for me was people on the internet. Update 2. I couldn't let him touch me after everything he said, and using it in front of him also would have been a treat for him. I was just mad. Besides, I didn't want to risk getting pregnant because I know my luck. Who would want to go through morning sickness and labor for 2 minutes? Anyway, I left the toy on my nightstand and he saw it the next morning and asked me about it. I told him that since we decided to be open about our sexual needs and he advised me not to take them personally. I thought he wouldn't mind me trying to get the job done after all these years. He said that was immature of me and that I was just trying to hurt his feelings. I told him that's exactly what he did and left for work because why bother now? Now for the update. I started the process of divorce a few days after the last update. He will be served in a week or 2. I left him 3 days ago and took my belongings while he was at work and called to let him know. He's been calling and texting non-stop since. His younger sister called the same day. His older brother called twice last night and texted me asking what happened, saying that my ex-husband is going crazy trying to reach me and that I should at least answer his calls and communicate like adults. I called my ex-husband to let him know that if he sends me another member of his family to try and get me to talk to him, I will just send them a pic of my chest alongside a pic of one of those of models he showed me and let them know that I can't talk to him until I go from this to this. Until then, I don't want to hear more about him, and that until then will probably take forever. He got the message and apologized. Said he will give me some time to cool down. That's all. I found myself a really nice place to stay in temporarily until the divorce is finalized. I know I seem like I'm not taking this seriously, but it's the only way for me to not break down. I do feel sad. Not sad that I'm getting divorced, but sad that I'm losing someone I thought would never make me go through something like this and leave me no choice but to leave him. I'm still in love with the man I met 6 years ago. Not this man he turned into. But not gonna lie. I love myself more now. I have to choose myself and take care of me no matter what people around me think. My sisters know that I'm getting divorced. My mother will probably know through them. Thank you to everyone who commented on my previous posts. Your support and advice have meant a lot to me. For those who see themselves in my ex and believe that he could treat me like that and I should just stay with him for the sake of saving my marriage, please spare your time and see a therapist instead. Edit. Some of you told me to go through his phone/laptop to see if he's cheating. I couldn't. Not knowing the answer to something that will probably fuck with my self-esteem is better. I just want to get out of this with as little damage to my mental health as possible. Now on to second story. Daughter revealed uncomfortable behavior from my brother. I didn't invite him to our family cookout, but now the family thinks she's lying. So, our family has this big barbecue cookout once every 2 months. People take turn on whose house it is going to be next. This time it is in our house. These events are really big in our family, almost like a festival, so everyone closer to us will come. Recently, my daughter, who is 13 years old, seemed really upset and tried to make it postpone or just to avoid it. Which is odd because she loves these family cookouts. She wouldn't tell me the reason until she finally did. She said she is not comfortable with her Uncle Frank, my brother. I asked her why she thinks like that. She says he gives her weird vibes. Some things he does that really makes her uncomfortable, hugging her tight, holding her waist gently, always gives some excuses to be near her. She claims she caught him looking at her chest. He also makes comments like, "You are going to be a heartbreaker, you are turning into a really beautiful woman, you are mature for your age." Last cookout he asked her if she has kissed anyone. When she was shy he told her, "Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. It will be our secret." I asked her would she be comfortable if we do not invite him? She agreed to that. I did just that. I only invited my mom, my dad, my younger brother and my sister. Frank knew that I didn't invite him. I just said what my daughter told me. Frank took it as an offense and said my daughter is lying. In fact, she was the one who always comes onto him. I told him, I cannot have him around her. I am sorry, but I have to respect my daughter's boundaries. The whole family is divided. But most of them took Frank's side. They think my daughter is just lying for attention. I can tell she is not lying because I heard her crying because she thinks her family hates her. I told her that is not the case and not to blame herself. My brother said since Frank hasn't done anything it would be unfair to uninvite him because what he said was just words. Not like he meant it. And just tell my daughter to stay away from him if he makes her uncomfortable. The only person is on my side is my wife. She is sure Frank is showcasing predator behavior towards our daughter. She was groomed when she was a teenager and says this is exactly how it starts. I don't know. I do want my daughter to feel safe. Frank has never shown any type of predator behavior. In fact, I heard him say a lot of times that pedophiles should be sentenced to death. He is overprotective of his own daughter. But on the other hand, I cannot ignore my daughter's feelings. Did I do something wrong here? Update 1. There was a big fight. I can't tell all the details, but I can say one thing is clear, that my brother Frankie will not be near my daughter. My daughter is very upset because of the fight. Some people are still calling her a liar and an attention seeker, but I can see how it is affecting her mental health. So, I have decided to cancel the cookout. Instead me, my wife, my son and my daughter, will go to a Korean barbecue instead. Hope this can cheer her up. I'll give a full update about the whole thing later on. Take care. I am so sorry about the fight and the probable loss of some of your family. But may I also say thank you for choosing your daughter. It will be hard for her because she will feel guilty and think maybe she should have just stayed quiet so the family drama wouldn't be happening. That is going to suck for her. Hopefully her mom can help her since she went through something similar, or maybe she should see a counselor or maybe a support group. Update 2. Okay, it has been a hectic few days for us. Yes, I did take my daughter out for a Korean barbecue. She enjoyed it, might have got a little sick because she thinks she can handle spice. But happy nonetheless. Well, the talk with my family didn't go so well. They were all defending my brother. They all think either my daughter was lying or trying to frame Frank because she was at that age of being a rebellious teenager. I don't see the point of where she had to lie. She had no bad blood with my brother. She would always say Frank was her favorite uncle. She has no reason to lie. I didn't listen to them. I canceled the cookout and told them anyone who will call my daughter a liar or a bad name will never be invited to our lives. I said this especially to my parents. They believed me but still tried to defend my brother. Lastly, I talked to Frank in public. He denied everything. He was insistent on my daughter being a liar and that she admitted to having a crush on him. I do not believe that. I told him to not come to our house. If he wants to meet or talk to me, we will go in a public place, but he is never to be seen around my daughter. My younger brother has been quiet because his fiancée berated him for taking Frank's side. You see, she works with an NGO that helps women who are suffering abuse and assault. She came to our house and had a little chat and explained things to my daughter that this is not her fault. I am glad my brother picked right. My daughter has been sad. She loved the cookouts and BBQs and now we might never attend because Frank might be there. She cries and thinks this is her fault. She even said she will say sorry to Frank and take back what she said, just be done with it, because she doesn't want people to think she is a bad person. It honestly made me sad that she thinks like that. It is not her fault. She shouldn't apologize for something like that. She is still very much disappointed. We will arrange a therapy for her. I don't want to lose my cheerful daughter over this. Frank's girlfriend did call me to curse us out, by the way, and she is blocked. That's it. I am going to focus on my family from now on. I don't need people who blame my daughter instead of the culprit in my life. Update 3. First of all, my daughter is not doing very well. I took her to a therapist and she finally opened up about everything. I am ashamed to say I failed as a father. First of all, I just want to make it clear that my pedophile brother Frank did not have any intercourse with my daughter, but what he did was no less disgusting. My daughter said that his uncle and her became very close. She would often share things with him. Even the fact that she had a crush on him. To which he told her if she wasn't his niece he would definitely ask. I do understand where my daughter is coming from. She is a child. She doesn't know any better, but shouldn't my brother be her guide? They exchanged messages and in one message he asked her to show him her new bra. There were many messages and it was clear he was testing my daughter's boundaries. The straw that broke camel's back was the few before I made my first post. She went to visit him and he somehow lured her into the bathroom and asked her to touch his thing. She ran from there and has been in panic mode ever since. Needless to say, my daughter is a mess because she thinks this is all her fault because she confessed that she had a crush on him and he took it too far. My wife and I always reassured her she did nothing wrong. My own brother is a pedophile. I couldn't control myself and I lost all control and went to his house. We got into a fight, the police was called. I spent the night in jail. I filled charges against him and police is still doing investigation. They did find CP in my brother's old computer, but he denies ever having it. He still claims his account got hacked and that my daughter is lying because she admitted that she had a crush on him and he turned her down. That's why she is making it all up. I swear to God, I would have killed him that night if his girlfriend didn't intervene. And as for my parents, that was a disappointing because they are taking my brother's side. They claim that bringing police into this will only bring shame and he will lose his daughter? Like what the fuck? I tried reasoning with them but it is no use. I blocked them and just focusing on my daughter. One more thing, I did inform Frank's ex, his daughter's mother. She has taken her in and will be fighting for full custody. My younger brother is the only one actively supporting us through all of this. I don't think I need those people in my life who would rather support a child predator. I am not okay. I also joined therapy because this has been too much for me. I can't imagine what my daughter is going through. I mean, Frank literally played with her when she was a kid, he was there in the hospital when she was born. How could he do this to his own niece? Lastly, I am thinking about moving from here. This all has been a really bad memory for us. Now that we have hard proof of Frank's pedophilia, including asking to see daughter's bra, I'm giving anyone you feel might be possible to salvage the relationship with X/Y/Z people one final chance to come back to reality before cutting you off forever. Frank is a pedophile. He has been in daughter's life since she was a literal baby. Lots of girls develop crushes on adult males in their life in their teens. That is never an excuse for grooming, and using it as a defense is disgusting and despicable. The fact that the family closed ranks around Frank is one of the most disappointing, eye-opening experiences of my life. But I could understand that some people would be unsure of how to proceed without hard evidence. Well, there is evidence now. We know for a certainty that Frank is a pedophile. It can't be excused any longer. We are permanently cutting off anyone who willingly maintains any connection to Frank, no matter who they are. If you maintain a relationship with Frank, then you are telling me that you're okay with Frank grooming and abusing my daughter. And if that's the case, then you are a monster. I won't respond to any arguments or debates. The matter of Frank's pedophilia is settled, and the fact of Frank's attempt to groom and abuse my daughter is settled as well. No uncle would ever ask to see their niece's bra for any other reason. If you're willing to see reason, please feel free to send us a detailed, heartfelt apology explaining why you did what you did. If not, please lose all my contact information, we are done forever. If you had swept it under the carpet, your baby girl would have harmed even more. You showed her you had her back when she needed it the most. I don't know you. I'm proud of you. The world needs more men and fathers like you. Leave your brother and those defending him to rot in that cesspit, and watch your child grow.